Holy shit. Folks, this is insane. Go, 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 go. This is insane.
We saw debris in the air here, and then we kind of started to see it fizzle.
Here in southern Illinois, we don't go to our safe place.
That probably is not a tornado.
We challenge the tornado head on.
And if I look at the debris tracker, you'll see this little ball just kind of fade away.
No, we've got a, could be a nasty storm heading our way.
So this is back in time.
We haven't had the tornado sirens going off yet or anything like that. But I do expect them any moment now. And I figured I would just film this for either posterity or, I don't know, maybe history if it takes us out. Anyway, the black line inside the red line means that they pretty much radar confirmed it, you know, not just a suspicion, but they also saw significant debris indication on the radar. So that's the one that's heading. We're right about there, so we're kind of a bullseye for the storm from what it appears. So oops, didn't mean to get you so high there.
That's the one that forced us to evacuate here in Maryland Heights at Christian at 4 and get down to our tornado shelter and then come back.
Yeah, they actually went downstairs earlier. The entire news crew, where they're at, the studio they're at, he stayed live on air. He did a superb job, but they booked it downstairs. And then once the threat passed them, they went ahead and went back upstairs.
Definitely far southern Reynolds, and if you're in Des Arc, not so much Annapolis, but
I am kind of surprised that I haven't heard our sirens yet.
To the tornado warning that has the most likely potential to produce a tornado, and that's the one in the metro.
We are just barely.
Distinct inflow notch. That's this right here. That notch.
We're Highland right there, so we're barely outside of that box.
Is because the rain can't come down to the ground.
Just barely.
The rain is flowing up into it and lifting the rain up, so the rain has to go down around it. So that basically is a visual cue to me that we've got a really strong updraft. I know it's rotating as well, and if I zoom in on the Doppler winds, we can take a look and see where exactly that rotation might be. But this one, because it rotated up into the rain-cooled air, is ingesting fuel that isn't good.
Quite a bit of lightning out there.
Cooler air, you need warm, humid air, and so that's one of the reasons why I think this is going to kind of fall apart. It's kind of gusting out. Go ahead, Kristen's got something new.
Our partners at the Weather Service, this can kind of give you a little sigh of relief here, at least for a moment.
Yeah.
We have no confirmed tornadoes on the ground currently via radar.
Yeah.
That being said, they're still very dangerous storms, don't get us wrong, but at the moment, nothing confirmed on the ground.
That confirms what I'm seeing here. This is weakened when it came through Arnold, Oakville, and then up towards now Collinsville area. It is weakened. So if you're in Collinsville, I would still hang out. I mean, just in case.
And I would like to add
this is
that it went over the Mississippi River.
Some of that rain-cooled
And sometimes when it does that, it loses some of its punch, but then it picks its punch back up just after it gets right at or just past where we are.
And then as I move it up in time, it starts to kind of weaken. And what Kristen's saying is that the Weather Service is noting that the debris tracker that we've been using to confirm tornadoes on the ground doesn't show anything, which is great news there. It's also great news on the same, on the tornado up to the north, the same thing. This thing has really weakened, much weaker signature here in northern Madison County going into northern Macoupin. Now, could something in this area start to tighten up? Absolutely. This is where my eyes are.
That's north of us.
That's northern Madison, going into
northwest,
southwestern
but
Cook County. As I zoom out a little bit,
northwest.
there's St. Louis, Carlinville's up here, southern Macoupin, keeping an eye on that, much weaker signature than when the storm was, say, over Wildwood, and then Maryland Heights, Florissant, Blackjack, all in right about Alton is when it kind of started to fall apart. You see the cameras on the Ford Skycam network from Edwardsville, from the Central West End and from downtown. Let's see, I can say all clear in Central West End, all clear in downtown. When I say all clear, I mean your tornado threat is east and southeast of you. Not quite yet in Edwardsville, and let me explain why. There's some rotation just south of you. I mentioned Collinsville, I mentioned how it's weaker, but I want to draw your attention down a little farther south to this. Let's just see, this should probably miss you, but as that comes through, that could flare up and produce damaging winds and maybe some rotation. I don't see any rotation on that one though, and that's probably going to miss you to the south. Yeah, I don't see any rotation on that. Let's check in on the hail out of that, the hail tracks.
Oh, hell no.
And gives you an idea of where some potentially large hail. Wind and tornadoes have been the bigger threat, but we are going to get some hail out of this. And you see this one's really lighting up here right near Route 3 and 255, so Columbia area basically, or maybe just north of Columbia. But that kind of helps you visualize where some of the nastiest storms that could produce some hail are, and I don't see any strong rotation out of either of these two tornado warnings. One would be right over Collinsville, and one would be here in southern Macoupin County. Okay? Yeah.
I just want you to kind of analyze something here real quick. I thought maybe it might be worth taking a look at the winds along Interstate 64, just west of O'Fallon, Illinois side. Looks like we might be just having some really strong winds coming from. I know there's a severe thunderstorm warning there too. Highlights the possibility of 70-mile-per-hour gusts. So just want to highlight that.
And so that is the storm that probably helped to
That's 70-mile-per-hour
tornado,
gusts,
because it gusted.
and that's coming right
So
our
what
direction.
happened was the gusts were straight line winds.
And then there's another storm apparently after that that's going to be headed our way.
Came up into the tornado and kind of
So, see, that's where we're right there. We're just right there.
What's happening here is we've got really strong winds, and that's bowing out. The reason it's bowing out is because the winds are so strong, they're pushing the rain farther out ahead of the main line. So instead of a line of storms like this, it's actually like a bow and arrow. And that's because the winds are so strong. And I think I heard Kristen say up to 70 miles an hour in the latest severe thunderstorm warning out of this. But those winds are so strong, they're coming through and pushing the raindrops farther out ahead. So that's just a signature for high-end severe winds. So let's see exactly where that is and where it's going. We've got our
It's coming.
Skycam too. Do you want to pop that into like Skycam 2? And I'll switch to that when I can. But that's gonna it's hitting O'Fallon. It's gonna clip Lebanon. It's hitting. You're on the north side of the worst of it, but it's hitting Troy, and it's headed right towards St. Morgan. Let's get a broader view. And
We're right there, Highland.
is that going east or northeast? That's going northeast. Okay. So we're trying to track 70+ mile-an-hour winds off to the northeast here. I'm going to push it about 60. I've been doing 55 to 60, but now I'm going to do 60 to 65 because the particular type of storm here is strong winds, and strong winds can advance or accelerate this. So let's just say Troy now, St. Jacob in about 4 minutes, Highland in about 9 minutes. You see some of the other cities in the path of that storm. Focus on straight line winds with that. I will continue to watch the north side of this bow echo and straight line winds. I'll continue to watch the north side for rotation and see if we get another flare up of a tornadic threat. But that area that I'm highlighting right here has really fizzled out as far as rotation. But if you take it back down here, see Arnold? It was Arnold, Oakville, just north of Columbia. That's where that rotation was stronger. And now this is kind of gusting out and turning into more of a straight line wind threat there. And probably some hail out of some of these storms too. I have not, we've been talking about debris tracker and seeing debris in the air, but I haven't heard of any major damage. Kristen or Kent, have you heard anything or anything come in?
Not major. I saw some pictures just a minute ago from Wawa. I know they lost some power on the college campus, and there were some buildings that were pretty seriously damaged. We've heard spotty stuff from all over the place. Up to 2
This is the one I was just tracking with the bow echo and the strong winds in the Highland. You see Highland right there. If I go a little farther downstream, like into Greenville in Bond County, which is in that tornado warning, 24 minutes. What about rotation? Where is that in this? Okay, it's not real strong, but it would be on that north side of the bow echo. So you've got the bow, the winds here.
You can go to the bedroom or the bathroom if you want.
This is where we'll watch for a possible tornado.
What are you doing?
Let's see. Actually, you know what? I think maybe I don't know if this is debris from a tornado or if this is straight line winds.
Yeah, you might want to go.
Let's investigate that a little bit. Well, that could be tornado right there near just south of St. Jacob. Maybe in the leading edge of the bow, they got a little called spin up.
Get back there.
And because I just saw debris of the debris tracker. Can you read me their warning on that? I think I just spotted this on the leading edge of the bow.
This is the tornado warning in Bond County?
It goes into Bond County, yeah, but we're in southern
It's
Madison
on its
County
way.
right now.
Okay, this is a radar indicated, alright? So we have thunderstorm capable
Yeah.
of producing a tornado over
It's on
St.
its way.
Jacob or near
So,
Troy, moving northeast at 50.
quickly as you can.
Tornado and $50
As
size.
quickly as you can.
There might be such strong straight line winds that it's picking up some debris. We've also got.
I actually didn't expect that.
Radar confirmed tornado farther south in Reynolds and Iron counties here. Let me switch over to a different radar. And so, can you get that one for me and let me know? I assume that one's going to be southern Reynolds County.
Yeah.
That a second time?
It's so far from the radar.
Yeah, it's a little harder to discern. You know, the closer to the radar, you're
Okay,
closer you
well.
can see with better resolution or low levels. But that would be it right there. They're saying confirmed on that. In fact, let me switch over to the actual warnings and get you a readout on the confirmation. I'm going to guess that it is. No, it's emergency management actually. So it's not from the radar. So emergency management confirmed a tornado about 8 miles west of Garwood. This is still about 42 miles southwest of Ironton, but it is moving to the northeast.
Well, but it's going to track south of Ironton, but it's about to move across the border into Reynolds County there.
Yeah, and around Garwood they had emergency management that confirmed. So a little messy here. Let's see if the Springfield or Paducah offers a little better vantage point. Not there, and then I'll look at Paducah's radar. It's this inflow notch right here, but that's where emergency management saw a confirmed tornado. So
Okay, hopefully it goes back to the concerning spot where we're at, because
Reynolds County, and if you're in Des Arcs,
it ought to be getting right on top of us any moment now.
but now we know that the sun is coming at you has produced a tornado. Let's see, time-wise, it may even be south of Des Arcs, but 19 minutes is your timeline, okay? And
This is
just
a
like
code
they
red
said,
alert message.
South of Ironton.
Press any key or hold the
But
line
let's
to
watch it to
listen.
see if, this trajectory northeast
Tornado
is
warning.
a little more
A
northeast
tornado
than
warning has been
towards
issued for your
Minneapolis. I think it's
location.
gonna be just to the
Take
south.
immediate action
Let's
for
keep
your
an eye on that,
protection.
guys, and
For
we're
additional
gonna
information,
updates
monitor
on
local
that.
media.
New
This tornado warning is a service of Armstrong 800-566-9780.
To repeat this message, press
Wow, look at the mess of red
So
boxes,
many warnings.
right? So why don't we just get rid of the red boxes, zoom in, and
Oof.
I see it.
We're right there.
It's where I saw the
Highland.
debris, on the leading edge of the bow. It's not
You just worry about getting back there.
So there's Collins.
She can run.
To the east and headed towards probably just into Highland. Not a real strong signature, but it looks like it did pick something up because there was debris in the air, and it's right there. See that?
See that?
And I'm still unsure if that's going to be from a weak tornado or a combination of a weak tornado and 70-mile-an-hour winds that are kicking dust and debris.
And that's like within seconds from hitting here, like right now.
So in Highland, Illinois, Collinsville, you're in the clear, but in Highland, Illinois, you're not. And we have a threat for a tornado on the leading edge of this line that's going to produce damaging winds, straight line winds, and maybe on the
Let me go ahead and close these windows.
In fact, let me switch back over to that. The green tracker, so that just popped up right there. Right there. And that's going to head northeast into Highland, crossing St. Jacob right now. And Highland probably in a matter of a couple minutes. And
Yep.
it's probably just northwest of Highland that we'll see it. So it goes from St. Jacob right there and probably crosses 143 in just a few minutes. Let me slow this down a little bit.
We're right there.
Yeah, not a real strong signature on the Doppler wind data, but right in this area here, potential for a tornado. That's that new tornado warning that Kristen was talking about. We'll push that off to the northeast. This one will go about 60 miles per hour. I'm going to have to do a shorter track on this. We mentioned Highland, be in your safe shelter, especially in the northwest
2 minutes.
side of town. It's just a couple minutes. See some of the other cities in the path, like in the next 20 minutes, maybe up to around Greenville and Bond County, and then maybe Mulberry Grove in about 27 minutes. Number two, this was a storm. I said, look, it looks like it gusted out, but let's not quit on it. It could develop something. And I was actually thinking it might develop something more on this north side, and I still think that's an area we need to watch. That's an area where rotation tends to develop on the north side of these bow echoes, but it looks like something developed right on the nose of it there. As that moves off to the northeast, we'll continue to track that into Highland and then into Bond. This is the northern part of Clinton County, but I think the worst of it's going to be more of Madison to Bond counties, that Highland to Greenville track there. Farther to the north, let's zoom in there and see. It looks like your tornado warning's gone. I still want to keep an eye on this right here, just to the east now of Shipman and southwest of Carlinville. Little weak area of rotation. We're in an environment too where you may see weak area of rotation, but the atmosphere is conducive to developing, even if it looks weak, to developing a tornado. Farther north we go up here in Macoupin County, there's not as much humidity, and that may play a role why we don't have tornado warning there. It's not a strong signature, and you don't have that other ingredient, that humidity that has been surging from the south and colliding with this line. So we really have two storms with tornado warnings on them here in the Metro East, one of which has the best potential to produce a tornado or damage. Looks like debris in the air coming into Highland now. The other one to the Belleville, O'Fallon area. I'm not seeing real strong rotation there, but the leading edge of this storm does have a hook echo on it, right here south of Belleville. Right on the leading edge, right on the head here. That's a little hook. So we've got one near Highland and then one here just southwest of Belleville. Check the debris tracker and see if anything's thrown up in the air there. Nope, nothing's flying up in the air from that.
Destroyed from a tornado in Bridgeton.
It's Ken. He's in the newsroom.
Scott.
I might want to cut his mic. He's in the newsroom checking in with news crews, and obviously they're talking about debris. This looks like debris too, and it looks like it may be starting to come down, but coming into Highland. So be in your safe shelter still. About 10:18 right now, and I would say a lot of places where we've been hit are done. O'Fallon, Chesterfield, they're done. Festus, you are not done. I know you got clipped by one storm here, and that's the one that has the hook echo now in St. Clair County. But see this? That is going to be some strong winds that come into Festus, and we'll have to watch to see if that develops any rotation as well. So you're not done there. Arnold, I'm going to say you're quite done yet, because again, this storm is going to just clip that Arnold-Oakville area. Union's done, Washington's done, anywhere back to the west and northwest, like Troy and Gasconade are done. If you're down around Potosi, you're not quite done yet. And then, of course, we monitor our friends down in Reynolds and Southern Iron counties. Let's see. This was confirmed by emergency management. It will be right here. The radar data is, not as high resolution, because the farther away you get from the radar, as the Earth curves, the radar goes straight, so the Earth kind of drops out from the beam. So you're higher up in the atmosphere, you're not getting high resolution data, but at least we do see that rotation there that's kind of headed towards Piedmont, and then if we track that northeast to see when Des Arcs, who we've mentioned a couple times now, let's see, at about 55 to 60 miles per hour, 15 minutes, I would have that rotation. That's a rotation, not necessarily the rain, but the rotation coming your way. All right, we still have a pretty good hook echo on a storm that's in St. Clair County. It's right here headed towards, just north of Freeburg. Freeburg's right here, and it's on the south side of Belleville. It's not hooking as much anymore, and at last check, in the Doppler winds, it's not a real tight signature, but that area right there, south of Belleville, just west, a little northwest of Freeburg, potential tornado out of that, and that is a tornado warning. 10:20 at night, we've been going on for a while here, and for good reason, is we've got still several tornado warnings, 3 tornado warnings, one of which, the one I just pointed out, that's a hook echo south of Belleville, has 175,000 people in it. And even though I was focusing on that hook echo, the north side of this still has some strong winds and hail. So, I mean, there's folks that are just getting absolutely pounded with really heavy storm and potentially damage, too, because of high winds. But this is what I want to focus on for the tornado threat. So, if I'm not mentioning your town like O'Fallon, it's because while you're getting hammered with hail and maybe some strong straight line winds, that's what I want to track, and that's probably going to be more just to the southeast of O'Fallon as it slides through St. Clair County. In fact, let's get a real good trajectory on that. But first things I'm going to do is slow the radar down a little bit and peek at the Doppler winds. Okay. So, still not getting a real strong signature, despite the fact that I definitely see a hook echo there. That's the first full powerhouse to the Silverado on the roads. Really glad our crews are safe too. This is one of those dangerous nights where a lot of people in the news are listening to me, talking to Kristen, and moving crews to make sure they're in a safe position. We don't storm chase. We just want to be nearby, so if there is damage, we can tell you about it. Hopefully it looks like it's getting a little more linear, but it's still there. Just south of Belleville and north of Smithton. And I wanted to get a real good idea of where that would go next. So, northeast, I would have it scoot in about 7 minutes or so. Probably south of Lebanon, it's definitely going to miss this hook echo on the potential tornado will miss O'Fallon. O'Fallon is getting hit though with hail and high winds, and there's a downburst of winds here. As far as a threat for a possible tornado, that's going to miss the next 12 minutes. It crosses Interstate 64. Can you guys get me Ford Skycam in Shiloh Memorial Hospital? Kind of point it to the southwest. Let's put that in that Skycam 2. We've got a Skycam with a little monitor. Breeze, I've got you in about 23 minutes on that. And again, I'm seeing the inflow notch right here, and I'm seeing a little bit of rotation on the backside. That's not a real strong signature at this point. One thing that can happen, see this little nub right here? If something were to develop, it would actually be in that exact spot. Because what would happen is you'd have airflow up, around, and it's helping to push the rain out a little bit more to that nub. And that little nub and claw, that's the hook. And so if we got a tornado, that's where it will be. And that's why there is a tornado warning. There's people taking shelter that's crossing that little hook, that nub is crossing Highway 13 in just a matter of a couple of minutes. I'm going to stop the loop. Sometimes it's just a lot. And crossing Highway 13, right near Jefferson Road. Okay? South of Belleville, Jefferson Road, Highway 13. Potential tornado, not a real strong signature, but it's the reason for, we saw a big lightning strike downtown at Fort Skycam at 2. So still a lot of lightning in the area, but this is the reason for the tornado warning. And one of the things I hope I can help you with is that, you know, we've got 175,000 people in this giant tornado warning, but the reality is, it's this small area that we need to monitor. At least for now. Things change, and if you've been watching this all night, it can change quickly, it can change rapidly. But right now, that's the area to monitor for a potential tornado north of Freeburg, south of Belleville, Jefferson Road, and even that little hook, you know, the ball kind of has disappeared on the latest frame. But things can happen in one scan. So that's going to be included in about 6 minutes. Near Damiensville in about 13 minutes. Moves up to the northeast towards Breeze in about 22 minutes. All right, that is this tornado warning right here. What about this one? Let's get back up to Highland and zoom back down into that. It's now east of Highland. So in Highland, you're getting hit with the heavy rain, high winds, maybe some hail. In about 2 to 5 minutes, the rain's going to ease up a little bit. You still might get hit by some more coming up here and out of the family. So I don't want to say you're really all clear, but as far as that rotation that was right on the leading edge of this, it looked like some debris. I'll leave that to the Weather Service to confirm that that was debris from maybe a brief tornado. That is not east of it. So let's see if there's any. Still showing a little something there. Hey, Kristen, there's Kristen there?
Yes.
Do you mind hopping on chat and asking them about that?
Specifically?
Specifically the debris tracker signature that went through Highland.
Okay.
And what they're thinking with that. That could be just straight line winds that are lifting some debris in the air, or it could be just a weak little spin up right here on the leading edge of this bow. And I call it a spin up because it's not a classic supercell type storm. Instead, it's a squall line tornado. Technical term is a QLCS tornado, but the bottom line is they kind of spin from near the ground up and they stretch, and that stretching motion is what actually helps them spin faster. That possibly could be it. I'm just not seeing a real strong rotation signature on that leading edge there, but if so, it would be east of Highland, like I mentioned. So Highland, you're still getting hit with heavy rain, strong winds, but the worst of the threat for a tornado and the strongest winds are actually just north and now east of you. But still stay in your shelter, give it a little time. I know that you've got another storm to the southwest. This one, right over O'Fallon, could be producing some large hail. If I loop this, let's see the trajectory on that. Let's see, small radar is what I want. Yeah, that's going to come your way. So stay in your shelter just because you got this storm that still has to come through your neighborhood. And that's hitting O'Fallon right now. And a little farther south of there, and that's what we'll watch for the other tornado warning. So I've analyzed, are we good, Kristen? You got some new info?
Alrighty, so this is just rain. I'm going to shut down the recording for now. And if that other one looks to be a massive threat or whatever, I'll start recording again. But this one passed, well, we're okay. So, but there was definitely, it looked like there was a debris getting thrown up, like literally right above our town. So, but I didn't hear nothing crazy or didn't see nothing crazy. So I'll restart again recording if that next storm system proves to be a threat. So, all right.
So this is radar indicated.
Holy shit. Folks, this is insane. Go, 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 go. This is insane. That is hail on the back door. Go with mom, kiddo. Woo! I think we might be in the clear now, but holy cow! Holy cow! Damn, yo! I don't know how well the camera can see all that hail down there. And they were just talking on the news how we had just, you know, we might be getting some hail or whatever. And some heavy rain, but that we were pretty much in the clear. Hang on. I have no idea what the hell I did with the remote. Okay, I've got the remote. No! I just want my regular home. There we go. Let's pull them back up. I didn't mean to pull them down.
So based on the radar signature for significant tornado.
Holy cow!
Switch over to the, let's see if Springfield catches that.
That was insane.
And then there's Paducah. I'm switching different radars.
I don't want to get the camera wet, but holy cow. Man. Okay, well I'm shutting this camera off, but holy cow. Yeah, I think we're in the clear now.
That will be out of Iron County in
Sheesh.
minutes.
Alright. Catch you all later. Shalom.